Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cheer Chat. Where have I been? Um, I hope you guys are having a great hump day. It's Wednesday. It's been a little bit of a minute, you guys. I wanted to jump on here a long time ago because right after the Boston trip, I actually ended up going the next day to Las Vegas so that I could see the showcase from the Pro Action Dance Convention, something I look forward to every year. And the reason that I'm just now going live is because I got freaking sick. I got COVID. All last week I was on the struggle bus so bad and it hurt my heart. I had to cancel a trip to Arizona to go to the Choreography Pros Dance Convention, which I'm still not over. So just know that for a minute I was pouting. Like I was trying to recover and I was also just so sad and just kind of pouting and nothing kind of went my way. So I'm over it. I'm done being a little brat. I'm gonna drink to that. I hope you guys have something, a beverage. I'm a little early today. I have to go check out my son's, not his performance. He's been a group leader for an Alvin Ailey dance camp, something that he did back in middle school. Anyway, I'm all over the place. Let me take a sip. Now that I've been over my little moments of pouting, I want to just kind of share with you guys some of my observations from attending the showcase. This was a little different this year. Um, I really wanted to be respectful of, the organizers, Marina, excuse me, that were really trying to crack down on people recording during the showcase. And I only used to record just so that I can go back and watch everybody and give specific shout outs. And so I just wanted to be respectful and I did not record, which made it really, really hard because I'm such a detail oriented person and I love giving people their flowers. And I like, I look at sections at a time each time I would watch. So I had a whole little system and it got rocked by not being able to record each of the dances. I was trying to take janky little notes in my phone. And just out of fairness, I was only able to see like what was right in front of me. And so I'm going to do it a little different in terms of my recap because I can't really do it the way that I normally do and would want to do just because you guys killed it out there. Everybody did. I would only like try to shout out people that caught my extra, a little bit of attention. And so um, I feel like my ability to do that is a little hampered this time, but I'm going to share my observations anyway. And if anybody was there, wants to jump in and talk about the experience, feel free to join me. But I'm just going to share my little 2 cents, okay? And again, sorry this is coming a little late, but I had to get over the COVID, the Rona. Okay, so first and foremost, I just want to say that each year that I go to this, I'm always inspired by the level of talent in the room. I'm not there the entire weekend where they have the, what do you call it? Not the draft, the combine type event where they're allowing people to essentially audition and get, advancement through audition processes for different pro teams. But I'm sure that would even be more like mind blowing. But during the showcase, which culminates all of the hard work that goes into the weekend, you guys learning 50 million routines and pushing your body to the limits, pushing your mind to the limits. I'm always in awe of you. I'm always inspired and excited just to see the space evolve. And so, with that said, I just want to say that, like, just an acknowledgement of like what this event means for our industry and space to gather that many people, both from collegiate teams as well as professionally, like all the leagues, like hockey. You've got NBA, NFL, other teams, people from different countries that are coming. And I just think it's a real, testament to what Mina and Marina have built. Just like a pipeline of talent, both from like the dancer's perspective as well as the choreographer's perspective. I've seen people who would attend Pro Action as either a dancer or an assistant, and then now choreographer, and just seeing all the opportunities and doors that are opened up for those people. Thanks to Mina and Marina trying to almost like just identify and spot talent, and being asked to choreograph at this event, I'm sure is a huge honor. I was really excited to see some new faces this year in terms of choreographers. I apologize if I'm getting the names wrong, but these were just my janky notes. But Andrew, Rowan Drea, and boom, Celine from the Brooklynettes. I mean, it was just really exciting to see. Hold, please. Apparently, I have a funky connection. It was just exciting to see new faces as choreographers at ProAction this year. And I thought they did an amazing job just bringing a little different flair to the routines. And, again, it's just, I think I've been in like deep thought ever since the reunion, the NFL cheerleaders alumni reunion, of kind of like this idea of acknowledging like where we've been in this space, like the people who came before us and opened the doors and paved the way. And when I think of what Mina and Marina have built with ProAction and giving people the opportunity to choreograph for the first time, or to, it really puts them on the map and gives future opportunities. I think people are able to see your work, and they might invite you out to choreograph for their teams specifically during the season. And so it's just an ecosystem that I just want to acknowledge that's been created here, where people are getting the opportunity kind of like to push themselves. And I'm just going off of what I felt from being there, you guys. Every time I come into the room, especially during the time where people are preparing and practicing, you just get the vibe, right, of like people pushing through, like literally pushing through difficulties. It's their own personal like triumph in being there, just even showing up. And whether you're pushing your body to the limits, whether you're pushing yourself right before an audition, you guys, there were people who were there that had auditions like the following weekend or whatever. And so I just think that I felt that, I sensed that. And I think for everybody who made it through the weekend, you can kind of get through anything if you can get through that challenging process of just seeing what you're capable of, being pushed by others around you. You guys know the Olympics is on, and obviously when you're competing with the best of the best, like it elevates your game. And I really felt that vibe in the room. And everybody's got their own little internal conversations and dialogue, whether it's like, imposter syndrome. Am I good enough for this? I'm representing my team. I can't mess up. And everybody just rises to the level of like just pushing past all of that. And I just really felt that and sensed that. I was even just so proud of certain individuals. And I'm just going to call out people that really stood out to me, because it's just worth some acknowledgement. And I may be way off in like what I'm picking up as Mama Bear, but I got to give my little shout outs. It's not like I would do it in the way that I would like very, very specifically give shout outs, but you guys bear with me. One person that kind of blew me away was Brendan. He is a former Los Angeles Rams cheerleader. I believe last year he also choreographed a routine or assisted with a routine. Keep me honest, y'all. But this year he had 3 routines, tons of people in his class, of like 127 dancers at one point, and his routines were so amazing. I thought it was just kind of like a breakout, I have arrived moment, and I was just blown away. Um, Again, you had some new choreographers. I hope I named them all. Um, but I really enjoyed, and I'm going to name all the new ones because they made a statement, and I feel like, okay, come back next year. I want to see more. So Andrew, I don't know. I didn't get a chance, y'all. I was sick, whatever, in terms of like researching each of these people. But Andrew did a lot of hip hop, and I just thought it was a nice flavor. Um, Really intricate choreography, and it was really, really good. I'm excited to see his routines. um I kept saying boom, Celine from Brooklynettes. I was just so excited to see her. She's been interviewed on the podcast, and I just think what the Brooklynettes do and just like the whole vibe of her choreography is so special. And I loved seeing how excited people were to take class from her and to learn from her and to get that style. Looking at my notes over here, y'all, my janky notes, but I just thought she did a great job. And it just had that flavor and that sauce that I really love from the Brooklynettes. And then like Ro and Drea, I think you guys are former, not even former, I don't know if you're currently on the team, Boston Celtics dancers, but also really, really fun, um, high energy hip hop routines. And it was just a breath of fresh air, you guys. I was really excited by that. And I want to just acknowledge each and every one of them because I think I'd love to see you back. And there's one more. I think Brianna, who's also a Celtics dancer. No, she's not a Celtics dancer. There was a Celtics dancer that was really shining in her routine. That's what my notes are saying. But Brianna, she did last Christmas. It was a holiday routine. But just congrats to all of the new choreographers. I think it was just a great addition. And Brendan, I think you took the cake for me in terms of just like really amazing dynamic routines. And I just think you just put your exclamation point on your name as a choreographer. I love watching you perform. I think you are a force to be reckoned with, and I'm excited to see what you do next. You guys, okay, so here's the little notes about the teams. I can't do it. I really wish I could have seen more, but I'm going to just say the teams that really stood out to me. Take it or leave it, but I'm dying for my footage that I used to get. Sacramento Kings dancers. Every freaking routine that I saw, no matter who was choreographing, I just felt like you guys understood the assignment. I think you just really embodied what the choreographers wanted. I like looked to you, my eyes would gravitate towards you in terms of delivery, and everybody was doing great. I'm not trying to like leave anybody out, but I'm just saying, I don't know if it was the number of you guys that were there because you guys were rolling deep, but you guys have definitely just given me a run for my money where I'm like, I'm going to a Sacramento Kings game. This season, that's it. Hands down. I thought you guys killed it cohesively. I just think you guys have a style that really shows up in whoever's choreography that you're doing. And so I have to give you your flowers. I probably did that last year too because you guys stood out, but I'm just saying you guys really, really hold it down and add your flair and just your passion. It comes through so picture perfectly for me watching. So shout out to you guys. And also, this is a team that made me like go and buy my ticket. Kings, your schedule is not out yet, so I couldn't do it. But the Indianapolis Colts dancers, you guys have this like showmanship um, that's just so eye catching. Like the energy, the sass, the performance quality for this team is really, really strong. And I really enjoyed watching you as well. I've been talking about it for a while, trying to get to the Midwest, but ticket is booked. I'm coming to see you guys in September. I thought you guys did a great job. And this is not to say that all the teams didn't. I have literally every team over here with certain notes of different routines, but it's just not what I would normally do. And I would don't want to leave anybody out, but I'm just going off of overall impression of just killing it. Like undoubtedly, I don't have to look at my notes, like who left something, on my mind about you as a squad. Like those teams really, really stood out for me this year. And again, I just want to say that you guys really pushed through. This was a really, in terms of, I say it every year, but it's just like a level up, level up, level up in terms of like the complexity of the routines and how hard you guys are working. But I just felt like you guys really represented, and I have random things of hair color and and which routine, but it won't do you guys justice. I just want to say congratulations to everybody that actually made it through the weekend, that really gave their all, represented their team so well. It shows, and I wish I could call you out more specifically, but just know that I'm watching and I appreciate it. The last thing that I'm going to mention, and maybe I'll table it for another cheer chat. Who's watching is it Netflix? The Netflix special on Playground LA. Is anybody watching this reality show that is on, I think it's Netflix. Is it Netflix or Hulu? God dang it, I should have looked this up. Hold on. If you have not heard about it, it's called Playground. Okay. And it is something that I watched while I was sick and recovering. And it is a crazy reality series covering kind of like the commercial dance scene with Playground LA dance studio. It's got Robin Anton from Pussycat Dolls up in there. It's on Hulu. Thank you. Somebody caught me. Thank you very much. Having my back. Hulu. Okay. So if anybody's been watching this, like I OD'd and watched it, I would love to just talk about it. But the one thing that really struck me from this show, that kind of was making me think about proaction and just in general in our space is just like, how do you, okay, let me give people without saying too much. The theme that I was picking up on in the show, there's a whole lot going on. It's juicy reality. It's like Love Island / Step Up vibes. Like it's a whole lot going on in this series. But it might not be like the biggest storyline, but what I was struck by was, this notion of younger dancers, choreographers. Oh, spill the tea. Okay, there was a lot going on in this series, you guys. I'm not one for reality shows. I'm not even one for watching TV, but I'm not going to give it away because some people don't like spoilers. But let me just tell you, it covers like some of the choreographers for Playground LA, the drama that goes on between them in terms of getting opportunities in the commercial dance space. There's even some love triangles going on in terms of people dealing with the same. It's just a whole lot going on. And then you're seeing from the perspective of the studio owners, Robin and this guy, Johnny Jeremy. Oh, forget, I don't remember names. But there are two co-owners of Playground LA. And so the dynamics of studio owners in terms of like, opening doors for people that have been part of their studio for a very long time and all of the things, right? So there's just a whole lot of storylines going on. The one that I feel like I latched onto a little bit was just them talk kind of a dynamic where you have Robin Anton, who's, obviously she did Pussycat Dolls. She's built a name for herself. She's got this studio. Um, and I think it's like a generation thing where there have been dancers, choreographers that also helped her build this brand for Playground LA. But I think when they have gotten opportunities after being put on by Aunt Robin, right, and being a part of the studio, I think she feels a little slighted slash disrespected when people go off and pursue, growing their careers, right? And you see a lot of how she handles these decisions. Like basically anybody was trying to make a come up and she would fire them. It's really kind of what it boiled down to. But I just thought it was an interesting dynamic. And I was thinking about it in current terms of our space. Please watch the show because I would go on and on and on about what I watched on that show. And it would be way more fun if you guys watched it too. So I'm just going to put you all on notice. Go watch. It's called Playground. It's on Hulu, not Netflix. My bad. And all the episodes are up, so you can definitely tune in and see everything. Let's talk about it. But I'm going to just mention something that came to mind when I think of pro action, because again, like I said, people are given opportunities from pro action to choreograph and get in front of all of these pro teams, all of these collegiate teams, getting a chance to take their careers to that next level. And I think what might be, I won't say missing, and I'm not saying for pro action choreographers, but I just think it's something that we have to balance, right? Of, you know, getting put in a position where you can prove yourself to be a professional, whether, it's a top dancer, whether it's a choreographer. And so when you're given these opportunities by people who have kind of paved the way for you, right? Open the doors for you. There's a way to go about showing respect and gratitude for that. Um, that does not, I don't know. It's a balance of being humble and appreciative and showing gratitude, but also just because they did open the door for you, and also just the way that you kind of like push through and walk through it, right? Like somebody had to see that talent and you give you the opportunity to prove yourself at that level. And I think there's hopefully just going to be like this ongoing exchange of gratitude and respect so that people don't feel slighted. I think that's something that maybe, as the generations age, where they might feel a little less secure about their position or threatened by people trying to make their come up moves, and with or without their blessing or without talking to them. You watch the show and you'll understand what I mean. But I just hope in this space that people are very mindful of just the opportunities that they're given, right? Because somebody has to believe in you, somebody has to recognize your talent, give you the platform to show that to a larger audience, right? And I just hope that we have the right approach to showing gratitude for that, and and just grace. Maybe grace is the right word, I don't know. But it made me think about it because in this Hulu show it was all over the place in terms of like how people reacted to people making their moves. And I mean, I'm not in this like I'm trying to come up and move up the ranks in the pro space, but I could imagine, you go from being a dancer on a team and then you're trying to choreograph, or maybe you want to coach one day, and maybe you want to, be a director or choreograph. And I just think there's a way of going about seeking out mentors, showing respect for even the time to be able to pick somebody's brain about like how they went about doing it. And I mean, just do it in a way that honors how you would want to be treated if you have arrived at this level and you've got the younger generation, because everybody ages, y'all. We all get old, okay? And I think that it's important to just think about how you'd want to be treated and respected for your expertise, your knowledge base. And if you open the doors for people behind you, just how you would want to be acknowledged and appreciated for that. I think, again, from going to reunions, I'm an old school soul. Like I love giving flowers to those that came before me. I think it's like part of my duty is to learn about the people who, paved the way before me, and to really keep that at front of mind. And I just want to say that I hope people have the same. Sorry, there was a motorcycle outside. I just hope people have the same mindset, right? Because there's something very beautiful about, you know, giving flowers to those that came before you, giving flowers to those who are coming after you, paving the way for them. And that kind of leads into the episode, you guys, for today that I launched. It really touched me because I interviewed Jasmine Thomas Reed. She is a former Houston Texans cheerleader. She was named the Pro Bowl representative in 2023 for the Houston Texans. She's also danced in the NBA for the Houston Rockets Power Dancers before they became the Clutch City Dancers. But we had a wonderful conversation about giving back, and she has developed this dance camp for youth. It's in its second year. She just had it last weekend, and I'm so happy that she's going to join me live tomorrow to talk about how the camp went this year. But it really touched on a topic that's near and dear to my heart about giving back. Just as I'm talking about like giving flowers to the generations before us, I think it's even more important for us to help pave the way for generations to come after us. And hearing about how she just, despite her fears of how it would go and the turnout and all of the things, she just kind of put her heart and soul into giving back to her hometown of Beaumont, Texas, and put together this youth dance camp. And it just really struck me, one, the inspiration for her doing that, and just, the potential for reaching some of our near and dear like community of youth that are looking up to us. And if don't feel like it's just because you have the uniform on. Like, I think one of the most powerful things of our conversation was that even in retirement, you still have the capacity to give back, to reach and touch people just because of who you are. Number one, who you've been as an NFL cheerleader or professional dancer. Number two, and just because you want them to feel seen and acknowledged. I think it's just so important. I love the way Jasmine said it in the episode of it's a duty to give back. And I hope you guys take a listen to this episode and hopefully feel encouraged. Maybe it's just finding what your purpose is, but just knowing that you have the capacity to make a difference even in retirement. And I hope you take some jewels from that episode to be inspired of what you can do in your own communities. So that's that. I think that's kind of my little recap. Again, it breaks my heart to not give a more in-depth, super specific, detailed, recap of what I saw. I Now I'm pouting again, but I just had to jump on because I can't just not say anything. It meant the world to be there. Still recovering from not being at Choreography Pros as well. But it looked like it was an incredible convention. Just shout out to everybody who push themselves to go to either of these conventions and really just grow as a dancer, as a performer. And I just salute you. I salute the choreographers that were probably overcoming their own personal struggles to put together 3 routines for the convention. I think that's asking a lot to put together 3 fire routines, setting it on hundreds of people at a time. It's a big feat, and I'm proud of everybody and was really encouraged and pumped. Y'all, I'm just gonna make my plug before I go. It makes a huge difference when I'm able to travel to conventions like this or to games to be able to see you guys. And I base it a lot off of what I'm able to see during conventions. Denver Nuggets blew me away. I went to a game to see them. Like, I really try to go see the teams that impress me the most, and it makes a big difference when you guys are able to I don't know, just let me get some little inside um access or being able to watch you perform, practice, whatever, whatever. And so I'm just going to make my plug that I would love to visit some teams this year. If you are so open, I will book my flight because, and just hopefully not get sick so I can come and enjoy as much as I possibly can and show people kind of like a little bit of behind the scenes of your team, seeing you perform, posting the videos of your performances, all of the things that I know is a little bit of a struggle in our space to really get the credit that you deserve. So as I catch up on social media, I might be reposting some of my favorite routines. I do have asterisks next to the ones that I really enjoyed. But just bear with me. I'm still recovering and trying to get my life together. But I had to jump on here really quick to say that you guys blew me away per usual. And I was left feeling very inspired. And again, also very inspired by today's episode, Count on Me with Jasmine Thomas Reed. You guys check it out. I hope you all are doing well. Stay healthy. The Rona is out there lurking this summer, and I would hate for anybody to catch it. It kind of knocked me out for a week. But I love you guys. I will see you soon. And lots of great episodes to come. I've got like so many contacts that I've made from both Boston as well as just seeing people this weekend or this past, whenever that was, whatever weekend it was. So I'm really excited about some upcoming episodes. But hey, Quentin, good to see you. But stay tuned. I'm gonna repost, like I said, some of my favorite episodes or not episodes, routines from Pro Action, and then you guys can, you know, get the gist of why they were my favorites. Okay, I'm gonna end now. I hope you guys all take care. I will talk to you soon.